NTA Kaduna, your star station.
You're welcome to another episode of the program brought to you by Interfaith Dialogue Forum for Peace. I am Muhammad Jamil Muhammad, co-chair of the Central Coordination Council of this forum. And on this episode, we shall be looking at hate speech, gender, and the child's rights as it affects all these areas. To anchor this program with me is Reverend Father Stephen Ojapa. Reverend, you're welcome.
Thank you, Imam Jamil. Today we have very able discussants with us that will help us peruse the issues of gender and child right. By my left is Hajia Amina Kazaure. She is a member of Vision Trust Foundation and General Coordinator of Women Interfaith Council. And she is also the project officer of Nisa'u Sinna. Hajia, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
By my far right, we have a very able Nigerian. His name is Elder Sunday Oibe, the chairman of All Nations Christians Assembly Kaduna, and the secretary of CAN Northwest. Elder Oibe, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
Close to him is Barrister Mrs. Ada Edokwe. She is the secretary of Mehan Ebedo Initiative Global. Barrister, you're most welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. To begin with, Hajia Amina, are there hate speeches from men to women within the gender equation?
Of course, there are. There are many hate speeches because hate speech means something that you do or you tell somebody to either demean him, defame him, or make him feel low or not up to your own level. So many a times women are referred to as a lower class, by so many speeches. Like if you're going to do something, I say, it's a woman. What does that mean?
But it's truly a woman.
It's truly a woman. But then the way and manner in which you have said it is saying that she is not up to that thing that you really want. There are women mechanics now. There are women who can push tractors. There are women who go to the moon. So I mean, anything that a man really can do, that physically, women are also trying to do it. But the only thing is that by the nature and way in which they are created by God, there has to be some subtlety with them.
Barrister, please, what do you consider as hate speech towards a woman?
Honestly, when you look at the society that we live in, there are so many categories of hate speech towards women. For example, we can find hate speech in the home. We can find hate speech in your working places. We can find hate speech in the community. With these categories now, maybe at home, a woman who has her vision, her career, her destiny to fulfill, and then maybe because of this issue of gender, the man of the house will say, don't do anything. I married you to keep the home. I married you to take care of the children. So you have to sit back while I work. Such things should not be entertained.
All right. Women are supposed to obey men as their husbands.
Yes, but let me come in this way. Women are helpers. if you really get a woman down to house chores or home entirely, that gift, every woman have a gift. Give her the chance. If you give her the chance, the woman will compliment you and bring out the best in you. Are you getting me? At workplaces, at times you see this. If you see a job that a woman can handle as well, they will say, no, she's a woman, she will not keep up to time, give it to the man. You understand?
But sometimes employers will come and say, if I employ a woman, very soon she will marry or she's already married.
Or she's
and
pregnant.
And she will be asking for maternity leave of 3 months off work, and I have to be paying her.
Give her the chance to exercise what she's capable of doing. I am telling you that even pregnant women today, they go extreme more than people that you think they are okay. There are cases that I've seen. Even in the community, when things are done in the community, you give the woman a chance to also exhibit what she can do. Who said a woman cannot be a president of Nigeria? Who said that?
The women said so.
No. Give them the opportunity and they will prove you wrong that they can do better.
Who is holding
The
them?
community.
How?
Yes. Thank you for this question. The male gender, I wouldn't want to attack men, but the male gender should allow women to bring out the best in them.
No, look at, for instance, we're going towards 2019 election, and among the contestants now is Obi Ezekwesili, who is a woman.
Are you going to vote for her?
What impediment has the men put against her becoming the presidential candidate of our party? Now it is for the women to show that they have the strength, they have the population, and make her president. So if she does not become, it is the women who denied her and not the men.
No, the women are always there to support themselves. I'm telling you the gospel, if a woman comes out in this country to run for presidency, the men, in fact, down to your party, they will start discouraging her. That is what you see. And it starts from the home.
2011 election, primary election in PDP. This woman from Kwara State contested against President Jonathan and the current PDP presidential aspirant Atiku, and she got only 1 vote, which was her only vote.
I wanted to ask you, how far did she go?
She got only 1, but there are women who were members of delegates to that primaries, and they refused to vote for her.
That is why, if you...
So was it men that denied her, or even the women partook in denying her?
That is why when we do so many seminars now, we sensitize women. You understand?
Okay. Now you are agreeing that it is the women that are impeding
No, I
the
will
women.
not totally agree to that. Okay. You understand? But we also encourage women to stand up and assist. You understand?
Just a minute. We have a man, and he has been patient. Elder Webe, do men get hate speeches from the women gender? Is it possible?
Well, thank you so very much. First of all, it's good for us to understand what speech has to do with word and message that intend to carry. And if it is it possible that men actually get words from their women that actually can be turned as hate speech? The answer is both yes and no. If a woman, I would shortly, because I listened to my discussion that was trying to talk when you were talking about politics, I will go to that shortly when I have opportunity. If a woman, there are verbal and non-verbal way of making speech that can be very derogative to a man. If a man, for example, comes back from work or wherever he go, and a woman look at him despitefully, you are communicating. You put him down. That make him to be less than a man. 2, if a woman wake up in the morning and the man expect a greeting or he greet you and you make a sign, you have not uttered a word, but already you have spoken a volume that put the man under a feet. That can be done.
Very briefly. Is that true? That
what he has just said.
Of course, it depends on how he comes in.
Okay.
Yeah, that also matters. There are men that when they are approaching their homes, you know, they will put a frowning face. They don't want to give the woman any avenue to even give him a warm welcome. So by the time he does that, instead of her to allow him to demean her, just ignore him.
Okay, that means hate speeches are caused by the one who is abused with the hate speech.
It's 2 ways.
So, okay, but you didn't give the 2 ways. You only gave one. It depends on the way he comes in.
Yes.
What about the other one?
The way he comes in tells a lot. And the response she gives also tells a lot.
Okay, what if
so
he comes in with a very bright face, smiling face, but she still shown him and maybe did what he has said?
Of course, we are not denying the fact that, and that's why I said it's 2 ways, that the men also do it as well as the women. It depends on the circumstances, but definitely it is a two-way issue.
Okay. Barrister, has our society actually been fair to women? Do you think our society has been fair to women?
Thank you very much. If our society is being fair to women, yes and no. Why did I say that? You understand? The issue of hate speech towards women is becoming something else in the society. You understand? I believe they should give women the opportunity to bring out the best in them.
How?
Women, by virtue of what God has made them to be, they are mothers. They are nurses. Women are nurses in the home. They are doctors. They are your prayer warriors.
They are evangelists.
They are, if you talk about what a woman can do, it's countless. Without a woman, I put it anywhere, without a woman in this nation, in this society, men cannot go too far.
Hey,
Yes.
please help us.
So, before you come to him, please, there is a need for men, you understand, to empower your woman educationally, build her up. If you think that your woman is not educated, make her educated. Because if you educate a woman, you educated the nation. If you educate a man, you're educating just one citizen.
I don't understand that story, please.
Yes.
Well, I think even from the presentation of my colleague here, when he said women should be given, to me that is even a hate speech.
Okay.
It will be that you are already taking a position of that the women are coming from a weaker point of view. I don't think so. The society, if you say that it is being fair to women, when we talk about the gender issue, I would say the society does not be fair. The men world has not been fair to women. That I will tell you categorically. Because there is this thing in us, it's an environmental and a cultural problem. And until we're able to break away from this hate culture and the environment that we come from, these abuses will continue to be there. But women themselves have also accepted. Look at what he was saying. He said that women should be given. Who give what? Woman is endowed like a man. Woman have the capacity like a man. Woman is as intelligent as a man. In most cases, even more intelligent than a man. Yes. But women themselves must be able to come to a point and say, yes, we are here. You accept some certain things. So, if you not give, a person who say give is taken from the position of weakness. That is one. The society, we need to repackage our psyche to give women, let the women know that they can excel very well. When he was talking about the issue, you the anchor friend, you said that one of the presidential candidates is a woman, and when he came, he had one vote. Nobody give power. Power is to be acquired. Whatever men do to go and get, women should be able to do the same thing. But because men are not fair to women, if they go to political parties meeting, they say, my wife will not go. But you are going. Then do not allow your wife to go. So it is a two-way thing. Women must come to consciousness that we have the endowment like men, and men should also know that women are created in the same image and likeness.
But in this direction,
yes,
I can say that some political parties are even being unfair to men, because they would, if you are contesting against a woman, they allow the woman to come and say only pay for your expression of interest, but the form is free for the woman.
That's the gender issue.
And for the man, you will have to pay for expression of interest. You have to pay for the form. Like you have with the PDP, you have 22 million for 10 million, sorry, for the form, 1 million for the expression of interest. So if it's a woman, she will only pay 1 million and get the form for free. But the man will have to pay 11 million to get that done. Is that not against the men?
You have just even said, that's why I said it is a cultural and a societal problem. Because when we're talking about a gender issue here, people should be treated on the basis of humanity and the equality that they have. It's not whether you're a
women
man
should buy form as men do.
Look, the standard should be equal to everybody. I personally protest when a policeman, you go to police to grant a bail, they say you're a woman, you cannot give, cannot guarantee a suspect. That is wrong. That is wrong. We should have equal platform for everybody as long as we're a human being.
Barrister, sorry, Hajia, I don't know. In our society, we hear of men abusing women, men abusing women. Is it possible for a woman to abuse a man?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it does happen. But before we get there, please let me write on what my brother has said about the issue of women. You see, it starts from the girl child. Now we are fighting about early marriage and girl child education. What happens? Normally, from either junior secondary school, these girls are cut off their education and married off. or maybe at the very best when they finish their secondary school education, they are not given the chance to excel and explore their talents in tertiary institutions. And if you go to schools now, if you are taking 10 students that are graduating as the best student, I assure you 8 of them are girls. We got the girls go to the same school with the boys, they sit for the same exam, they write the same exam, but when it comes to even employment, you will see what happens. Before a woman is considered.
Who is to be blamed?
Who is to be blamed?
Yes.
Well, the society, like I said, is a patriarchal setting. You know, it's very unfortunate, it's a patriarchal setting. Preference is given to the men against the female. And that is why. So now it is another turn that men are being abused by women. That means things are getting to the extreme.
But under this context, what are these possibilities of hate speech towards children, Elder Ibe? Are there possibilities of hate speeches towards children?
Yes.
I said Elder Ibe. Yes.
Unfortunately, too, it is yes. In some home, you will see, I will give a very bad example, and that's, I'm just because I have nothing to hide. I'll give an example. When I had my first baby, my father was not happy. I saw expression of displeasure for my wife. So when we had our first baby and he became a girl, he had this expression, and I said, what is it? So children are being abused. Now some people, if you are, when the children are going to school, you prefer to give maybe one bottle of Coca-Cola to a girl child, you might have given that plus a snack to the boy. And the way we give
even 2 bottles.
Or even 2 bottles. And the way we pamper the boy.
Thank you. I can see that when I put the question, Barrister Ada said yes, and I also said yes. So Barrister Ada, can you come up?
Yes, I have something in my
Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, we should advise our parents. That is why I won't keep saying this. When I go to seminars, I have this passion when I talk to women. For example, your child comes home after the exams or giving the result, and then maybe he or she did not do well. You say, useless child, after everything I've paid for you, look at the useless result you come back with. I am telling you the gospel truth. This child will not talk because he or she doesn't have power to answer you as a parent. But within him or her, he or she will start, you have broken that child's power. He or she will start saying, maybe I am, in fact, some parents will go to say, you are never you are not do well. I have spent so much on you, look at what you are paying me back. The child will go and sit back and say, maybe I'm not a do well. Because my mother or father has always been telling me, insulting me that I can never do well. And you are killing that child's morale. Even if your child did not do well and the child comes back, encourage him or her. You understand? Nobody is perfect. My baby, when maybe next time you do well, check his or her results. Know the areas he or she is weak and help the person. I am telling you, most children who they support like this come out to be the best.
Your contribution to this.
Exactly. That is I'm also going to take a rider on that, because many a times by the time you start abusing children, you know, you demean them psychologically, emotionally, you kill their morale.
What are those things you say that form an abuse?
You can say stupid, idiot, like she said, do no good. Yes. And then maybe you are a fool. Look at your friends, look at your fears, look at what have you. You know, even as the people grow up, children grow up, there are so many places that people go to amass wealth without being checked by the society. When a person comes back with a lot of wealth, he is being celebrated no matter how he got it.
A lot of
wealth.
Well, okay.
Yeah. He is celebrated, no, despite how he got it. Yeah. But somebody that is struggling, you know, to get his legal earnings is being looked down on. Like, look at your mates. They don't know, maybe that man is a kidnapper. Maybe he's an armed robber. Nobody cares. So long as he will bring this wealth. So there is no, that are
so
also
that person
things
becomes a moral standard for the society, that all parents want their children to be
like that. You know, and that in itself is an abuse. Because you are killing the psyche of the child. You are killing his morale. You are killing his moral obligations and thinking that he must do something that is just, that is legal to earn a living. And you are promoting, you know, amazing wealth in whatever way to be able to meet up with the society.
Can you say something on this? And also, in the same vein, also take some remedial efforts that can be made by the society and the parents and the government in curbing hate speeches around gender and children?
Well, very quickly too, I called my daughter this morning. She came to my room. I gave her something to read that was sent to my WhatsApp yesterday. A young girl, a Nigerian young girl, in one of these African countries, okay, at the age of 20, has been called to bar, is the first in Nigeria and the second in the world. The first in Nigeria and the second in the world. And I called my daughter, came to me because I have fled for this. I said, can you see when you read through? I said, is it possible? I didn't say more than that. He said, yes, I'm not going to be a lawyer, but in the field of what to do, I will make it. Now, society should be guided in such a way that we should be able to curb the excesses of the abuse. A friend of mine, a Muslim from one of these northwest zones, he did something that I will never forget. 2 children of his was pulled out from the school, and the teacher now came to ask, why do you don't see the children in school? He said they will not go to that school again. That when he came home, one of the teachers said, Arne Banza. He said, where do you learn that? He said, it's their teacher who taught them. He said, you are teaching the children to have hatred for people of other faith. And he put them out till today, they never go to this thing. Government should put in place, because even government is not helping matter. Because there must be an institutional policy, strong policy, that a child that is abused, there should be penalty, sufficient penalty. And not just to have a dormant law, the law that should be effective and be able to execute it. 2, in our community, our fathers, traditional institutions should be able to go back to the tradition, like Ajia was just saying. Those days, if you come with an item that is not yours, your father will call you to order. But today we celebrate nonsense. And if we begin to put this measure, and even from the from the family, let the children know, it is not about the end justify the means. No. But you might do a legitimate job, people might not celebrate you, but ultimately your creator will celebrate you. Let us begin to give pander and encouragement to the people who do well in the society, whether they make money or not, but they follow moral discipline. That will help the children to say, if this person was like this, he cannot make it, at least people celebrate him, I can be there. Where emphasis is on Naira and Kobo, we are teaching these children and we are building them right from this psychologically, and we should run away from it.
Sorry, I have a little clarification. You know, the way we train children in Africa is slightly different from the way we train children in Europe and America. Are we trying to advocate that? Are we trying to say that European standard or Western standard is a little bit better than what in school, for example, in Europe and America, you don't beat a child or you don't insult a child. You don't. But we also know the difficulty that comes with that type of training.
I will answer you for that very straightforward. I used to tell my friends who are privileged, when you send your child to go and school overseas from ages 1 to 17, you have lost a generation. Because their culture, their moral value, if they have value at all, is different from our own. And God has given us a culture and a value that we must imbibe in our children. Now, I am talking from a Christian point of view. The Bible says, spare the rod and spare the child. If you don't cane a child to drive away the foolishness, he grows to become a nuisance. And that is why we see the kind of terrible things that are happening in foreign countries. So I think we should treasure what God has given to us and allow our children to be put in line within the culture and the context of what we believe. I think that will help the society. Now, when you cannot correct a child, you cannot beat a child will tell the father, if you raise your voice again, I call police for you. That is aberration. That is abnormal. That is strange to our culture.
In this context, can there be hate speeches from children towards their parents?
Sure, it depends on the upbringing. You know, unfortunately, what we do here is that we do not bring our children very close to us. That is the first mistake that we make. By the time you bring a child close to you, you know he becomes your friend. Whatever he is doing, you will know. You will know his friends. And you will know his movements. The very moment they start changing, you can be able to identify that. And you can talk sense into him or her. You know, say, giving them, it's easier for parents to give their children moral values when they bring them very close.
Hate speech is a speech that attacks, threatens, or insults a person or group on the basis of national origin, ethnicity, color, religion, gender identity, sexual orientation, or disability. joined Reverend Father Stephen Ojapa, MSP, Director of Dialogue and Ecumenism of the Catholic Diocese of Sokoto and a member of the Central Coordinating Council of the Interfaith Dialogue Forum for Peace, and Amir Muhammad Jamil Muhammad, Founding Director, Peace and Development Builders Global Initiative, and co-chairman of the Central Coordinating Council of the Interfaith Dialogue Forum for Peace, in an anti-hate speech campaign for a better Nigeria. Speech is life. Hate can kill. Let's build our community free of hate, and we shall have a hate-free nation. This message is brought to you by Interfaith Dialogue Forum for Peace, IDFP, and supported by the International Dialogue Center, KAICID.
You're welcome back from the commercial break. Viewers, we are happy to have you with us. Now, Hajji Amina, what are these point of advice you have to eradicate hate speech within the society, especially as it has to do with gender and the children?
Well, I think first of all I would say that we have to realize that we are all humans and we respect humanity. God created us differently as male and female to complement each other. Therefore, there is no issue of aggression that should bring hate speech between in gender issues. And then I will also advise that we should be able to understand the fact that we are meant to live together, to complement each other. Men should come down to the level of women when they get home, because at home you have to work together. It cannot be one way. Women should be involved in decision making, either in the home or in the society. Because many times what brings about a lot of issues in the home is that a woman would not be carried along when decisions are taken, especially on her children. And for that, the children also feel bad and feel that their mother has been, relegated to the ground, and they take vengeance.
Thank you, Barrister Ada.
I've been talking about women here. No matter how it is, no matter what is your profession as a woman, when you come back at your gate, drop all your profession at your gate, go home and be the woman that your husband married you to be. Be submissive. Help him in any ramification. Housework, monitoring, help him no matter how you can. And please stop rubbing shoulders with your husband. It's not advisable. It doesn't work that way. Thank you very much.
My last comment would be that both parents and the society, we should be fair to these children. The kind of thing that we flash on our television, the kind of information we give on even the social media, has actually tend to abuse our children. These are wonderful creatures given from God. I will have a responsibility to protect them, to turn them back to God, pure as they are. I think that would be my call. And on the issue of gender, the eyes with which we look at each other when you started, let that eyes be there. If you despise this woman, she wouldn't agree to come to marry you. If you despise this man from the beginning, he would not agree to marry you equally. So complement each other, cement the relationship, and then make the other room very warm and be very paternal. And then there will be no hate speech. Thank you so much.
The other room from the President of Nigeria. Now, viewers, we are happy that...
Who is the custodian of the other room?
It's a woman. And that's why our President said clearly,
That's why we're
the
making
kitchen and the other room.
Then she must be respected for that.
Yes. Viewers, just text please to the phone number that is being scrolled on the screen. Our Facebook account is also there, our Twitter handle, our email address, and the office address. For if you have something that you have to put into writing, our office address is also scrolled. You can reach us. Father?
Yes, thank you so much, my able discussant. I would like to appreciate Hajia Amina Kazauri, Vision Trust Foundation, and General Coordinator of Women Interfaith Council. Thank you so much for having for being here with us. Elder Oibe, thank you so very much. Elder Oibe is the chairman of All Nations Christian Assembly Kaduna and the secretary CAN Northwest. Thank you very much for coming. We also want to appreciate Barrister Mrs. Ada Edokwe, Secretary Mehan Abedo Initiative Global. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, viewers, and we will come your way next week with another episode. Keeping it with us, and on behalf of all of us from IDFP, thank you until we come your way next week.